Summer travel season is in full swing, and you may be finding lower gas prices than this time last year. Joining us live over Zoom is Clay Ingram from AAA Alabama. Clay, how do gas prices in Alabama now compared to the same time last year?
Hey, Sally. Yeah, our gas prices are much, much better this year than they were last year. About $1.50 per gallon less than we were this time last year, when we were at an all-time record high of 468 this time last year. So a very welcome sight for anybody and everybody that's going to be on the road traveling this summer, and there's going to be a lot of us doing that. Of course, we may set an all-time record travel season this year for the most travelers ever during any given year. So it's having those gas prices down close to $3 a gallon is a very welcome sight for all of us, of course.
Why are they down right now?
Well, I think the dust has kind of settled a little bit on this Russia-Ukraine situation. Global demand overall is down a little bit. There is a little bit of concern that we may be coming up on a global recession. And anytime there's concern about that, it causes crude oil prices to drop. And so they've dropped quite a bit over the last few months. And we're down to somewhere between $60 and $70 a barrel right now, which usually means that our gas prices are right around $3 a gallon. And today we're at $3.13 per gallon here in Alabama.
That is the average, but you can find it a lot lower than that at some gas stations.
Yeah, you really can. There are a number of stations that are below $3 a gallon. Unfortunately, there are a number of stations that are, up around $3.39, $3.45 a gallon in some places even. So you need to be careful where you're buying your gas and be sure you're watching those prices before you pull up to the pump.
Do you think these lower prices will stick throughout the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think we'll see our prices through the remainder of the summer somewhere in this neighborhood. They may be a little lower, a little higher, but I don't think it's going to be drastically different one way or the other from what we're seeing right now. And then I think when we get into the fall, we'll see them go down a little bit more. That's the normal trend as they kind of trickle downwards during the fall and kind of bottom out during the wintertime. And that certainly looks to be the case, at least so far, for this year as well.
Clay, I want to talk to you now about a distracted driving bill. Governor Kay Ivey signed it into law now. You spoke to us earlier this year as the legislature was meeting in support of this bill. How effective do you think it is going to be?
Well, we did get the bill passed, and Governor Ivey signed it, as you said, and turned it into law. So that's the hands-free bill, which means you cannot hold your phone in your hand while you're driving. Now, you can talk on the phone, but it has to be through a hands-free device of some kind of Bluetooth or a headset or something like that, where you can keep both hands on the steering wheel. It's a great thing. It's gonna help safety here in Alabama. It'll reduce the number of crashes. We've seen it be very effective in other states, and we just need to be sure the public is aware and educated that this is now a law. You can be written a citation for it and have to pay fines for doing that. So hopefully everybody will pick up on this and figure out some way to talk on their phone without holding it in their hand.
Yeah, distracted driving can be one of the leading causes of crashes. We've unfortunately seen a number of fatal crashes already during this summer travel season. As you mentioned, there are a lot of people out on the roads. What are the reminders before we hit that road to be safe out there and reduce our chances of being in a crash?
Yeah, planning ahead goes a long way for safety and for stress level, which is kind of related to safety, actually. Getting your car checked out ahead of time to help prevent potential breakdowns along the way. Make sure your tires are in good shape and properly inflated. Check your fluid levels. Make sure your wiper blades are in good shape. Make sure all your lights are working properly all the way around the vehicle. And then planning ahead too with padding your travel time schedule. We talk about that a lot, but it's going to take you longer to get from A to B than it typically does when the level of traffic is higher like this. So leave a little earlier, and that way you can sit back and go with the flow. You don't feel like you're running late and get that stressful feeling where you start making bad decisions and becoming a risky driver, and that can develop into road rage very quickly. But if you sit back and go with the flow, you'll be much less stressful. You'll save some money on gas as well, and you'll be safer. And then lastly, have someone else handle all the administrative duties, I call them, in the car while you're on the road. Let the driver keep his or her focus on the road exclusively, and let somebody else in the car worry about all the other stuff.
Great reminders, fantastic advice. Clay Ingram from AAA Alabama, thank you so much as always for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Sally.